not really be there to your own satisfaction. And here we're talking of feedback, a kind of a scorecard. What will you tell us has been your contribution in such a way that value is being added to the various governments that you have worked with?
Well, you see, the problem with our system generally in this country is that civil service has become an institution. That any politician coming in by election will just walk into the system, whether you like it or not. You don't even know what is inside it. When you walk in as a politician into the civil service structure, you don't know you'll be guided with so many laws, so many circulars that has been instituted in the system before you came in. And most of these rules and regulations guiding the system, they are initiated by civil service, the civil servants. But it will be difficult for you at times to implement your party program if you don't adjust. If civil service refuses to adjust and make a way to allow you to do certain things. But as a result of technology, modern way of doing things, I can say our own party, APC, the best way to describe us in Osun is a bridge between the old and the new generation politician. Because we have been able to stay in government for quite some time, going to more than 10 years, we have been able to adapt, adjust through several ways of our budgeting system. We just did one yesterday. All the hiccups, all the conflicts that exist between politics and governance, we have been able to reduce it to the barest avoidable, affordable level, such that our programs could go. And if you see all the programs that we have initiated in the past 10 years, they are such that have been beneficial to the people of this state. But I want to thank the civil service the civil service in general for the way they have been able to bend over backward to allow us infuse some of our programs into the system already built for us to follow. By way of movement, we are moving on very well vis-a-vis civil service, political arrangement in governance. I can say with all emphasis that all we want to achieve, all we want to do over the years has been very, very easy for us to do. Civil service structure, civil service bottleneck notwithstanding.
Prince.
Okay, Chairman, sir. Some people tend to look at it that recently your party attracted members of the opposition party in the states. I can see there were defections to your party. And at the same time, I'm aware that some members of your party are also attempting to leave. People sometimes look at it that there's no difference between 6 and half a dozen. PDP and APC, you are the same. What makes your party different?
From the opposition party? Well, let me tell you generally, to be honest with you, political activities in this country there's a slight difference between the progressive setting and the conservative setting generally. But when you move to the National Assembly, for instance, if you are elected into the parliament, either Senate or House of Reps, you lose your coloration of politics. Party politics matters very little in the National Assembly. Because one, the act of lawmaking requires a focus on Nigeria. What are the things that are good for us as a nation? So when you want to look at that, you forget about your party affiliation. We look at what is good for the country. But when it comes to implementation of core issues, you see divisions very, very wide. We want to change the Electoral Act, you see divisions. Because one party will think is the smart way of getting you an advantage into the polls. All those things are there. But generally, you talk of defections from one party to the other. When party go through the issue, through the process of congresses, once in 4 years, you see us moving offices from one hand to the other. We moved chairman of this, secretary of this, changed hands. And in a situation whereby you have a big party, like APC in Osun, we have more than 500 members. But when you want to shuffle offices, move from one hand to the other, you see people who are not matured in the act of politicking, who feels they could get it better in the other opposition party. They will get there before they realize that there's no way for them. So, but little by little we are growing. There's no way you won't find things like that once in a while, especially when you pass through your normal process of congresses. Again, after election, there'll be a reflection, the result of the elections are out. This party wins, the other loses. People feel to see, how do I get fixed in the next 4 years? These are the little reasons that make their defections, that make them to defect. They are not really genuine political issues. But if you believe in the fundamentals of your party, and if you believe that there's a tradition, there's a progressive tradition, there's a conservative tradition, if you can imbibe all this idea, you will stay put where you are and assimilate the policy of your party and believe that the future is not going to be better, is going to be better. But anybody who's in politics for wanting to be there, for mere looking for an opportunity to get involved or to get a job or to get money, will definitely defect. But when you look at our party today, such defection is just very minute in the magnitude of the membership we are managing.
Oji?
Alága, àwọn èèyàn kan ṣàpèjúwe yín pé ọmọọba Adegboyega Famodun wọn kì í fi irọ́ bòótọ́ lójú pé bí nǹkan bá ṣe rí lẹ ṣe máa ń sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ kí ń gan sábẹ́ kàkan. Kó tó di pé ẹgbẹ́ yín ṣe ìpàdé àpapọ̀ tẹ̀tì yan olóyè ẹgbẹ́ níjọba ìbílẹ̀, èyí náà sọ pé àwọn awuyewuye kan ó wà. Nígbà tẹ́ parí ìpàdé lẹ́yìn tẹ́ tún ṣe ti ìpínlẹ̀, bó tẹ̀lé pé kò fẹ́ fẹ́jú bíi tìgbà yẹn, àwọn èèyàn kan wá bá yín pé alága, àwọn kan tún wà tó dàbí ẹni pé bí nǹkan ṣe ń lọ kò tẹ́ lọ́rùn, ẹ ṣèlérí ń gbà yẹn ní kété lẹ́yìn tẹ́ yan ti àwọn olóyè ní ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ nípa ìgbésẹ̀ tí ń lọ lọ́wọ́ láti rí pé gbogbo ẹni tó dàbí ẹni pé bí nǹkan ṣe ń lọ kò tẹ́ lọ́rùn ẹ yanjú ẹ o. A sì gbọ́ pé tó bá di oṣù kejìlá ọdún sìn àwọn ìpàdé gbogbogbò tí ó jẹ́
national.
Ìlérí tẹ́ ṣe ń gbà yẹn ibo ní iṣẹ́ dé dúró, àbí ká sọ pé ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú APC lọ́sùn kò sí gbogbogbò kan mọ́.
A lè ṣe ń tá a ṣe kí gbogbogbò má wà. Bájọ́ ń rìn lásán lójú títì gan ń gbúnra wa náà, a kọlura wa lójú títì. A lè ṣe kí gbogbogbò má wà, kò lè sí kíjà má wà nínú òṣèlú, nítorí pé èèyàn là ń tà, kìí ṣe rice, kìí ṣe wà ló mú wa yàtọ̀ sí àwọn tó ń ṣòwò nìyẹn. Èèyàn ní à ń bá ṣe, èèyàn dẹ̀rẹ́, èèyàn ṣòro púpọ̀, ojú la rí, ẹ̀dá ò rínú. Ṣùgbọ́n nígbà míì ohun tá a bá ń sọ síra wa la máa ń mọ̀, bá lanú èèyàn gbàràgàdà báyìí àárín kankan bẹ́ẹ̀. ló máa ń fa gbúmi dé síbí gbúmi sọ̀rọ̀ ní òṣèlú. Ṣùgbọ́n ẹni tí ó bá ti pẹ́ díẹ̀ nínú òṣèlú pàápàá jùlọ àwọn ohun táwa ní pàápàá jùlọ ní ẹgbẹ́ tiwa táwọn ẹgbẹ́ kejì ò ní, a ní àwọn àgbà gan tí wọ́n ti wà ní òṣèlú tipẹ́ tí wọ́n dẹ̀ tún kúrò ńbẹ̀ tán ti jókòó sẹ́yìn láti máa tọ́ wa sọ́nà. Tá a bá rí gbóngbòngbò tá a rí ní ọ̀dọ̀ tiwa lọ́ṣun ìgbà tá a rí àwọn gbóngbòngbò, àwọn tá a lè bá sọ̀rọ̀ àti bá wọn sọ̀rọ̀. Àwọn ẹgbẹ́ wa ní Àbújá wọ́n ti rán àwọn èèyàn wá láti wá gbọ́ ẹ̀hónú, ó dẹ̀ ti gbọ́, ẹni tí inú bá ń bí kó wá ṣàlàyé, wọ́n ti ṣe. Wọ́n tún ti wá ṣe nǹkan kan, wọ́n tún ti wá yan àjọ kan tó máa lọ káàkiri gbogbo ìpínlẹ̀ tá a tún béèrè pé ibo ló kù sí, àwọn òun ló tún kù tó ń bínú, àwọn yẹn ò tí ì dé ṣùgbọ́n ṣì ń bọ̀ láti wá gbọ́ awuyewuye. Àtàwọn tó bá ń bínú gbà náà àǹfààní á wà fún wọn láti wá síbẹ̀ láti ṣe. Kò sí ní tá a lè ṣe jù yẹn lọ. Bàbá fà títí ẹni tí ò ní gbọ́ ò ní gbọ́, aṣáà ní dandan òun fẹ́ tẹ̀fẹ̀ nù lọ́rùn ni. Ṣùgbọ́n ẹni tó bá mòye ọlọ́gbọ́n ló ń jó, ọ̀mọ̀ràn ló mọ ìdí ẹ̀. Ẹni tó bá mòye àwọn tó ṣe irú nǹkan bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn lánàá, àwọn dà. Kò ṣeé ṣe fún ẹ̀dá láti fẹ́ jẹ níbi tí ò ti ṣe náà. Tó wáyé pé tòótọ́ ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ ìjọjọ ni gbogbo wa tàdé nígbàgbọ́ nú ẹgbẹ́, nǹkan kan ò lè kárí gbogbo wa lẹ́ẹ̀kan náà, a máa tó ní. Bẹ̀ẹ̀ tí báyọ̀ bá wà nítorí pé a sọ fún ẹ pé ókè o, awùwẹ́ o ti ṣe alága ìjọba ìbílẹ̀, o ti ṣe lọ́dún mẹ́rin, o ti ṣe lọ́dún márùn-ún, jẹ́ kẹ́lómi náà bọ́ síbẹ̀. Tí ò bá tẹ́ lọ́rùn, tá a bá sọ tí ò bá gbọ́, kò sí ní tá a lè ṣe. Nítorí pé ẹgbẹ́ gbọ́dọ̀ tẹ̀síwájú. Àwọn nǹkan pẹ́pẹ̀pẹ́ báyìí a lè ṣaláì má máa rí nínú àjọ òṣèlú. Ṣùgbọ́n agbára àti ipa tí òṣèlú bá ní láti lè bára wa sọ̀rọ̀ kọ́rọ̀ wa dẹ̀ yéra wa, àwa tá a bá fojú àti inú tá a bá fi jọra wa, kì í ṣojú nìkan, gbogbo wa la fojú jọra, gbogbo wa lójú wa rí bákan báyìí tá a ti kàtíkèsí tá a ti ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀. Ṣùgbọ́n àwọn tó wà ní inú so àwọn tó bá jọ wá ó dàbí tiwa. So lágbára Ọlọ́run gbogbo nǹkan tẹ́ ẹ sọ yìí ó wà nínú ẹgbẹ́, bẹ́ẹ̀ kì í ṣe nǹkan tí agbára Ọlọ́run kò ká. Ẹ ṣé.
Prince Adegboyega Famodun. Some will look at him as a de facto deputy governor of the state of Osun.
Myself?
I said some will look at him. Reason? The belief that the present administration believe in party politics. And as a result of that, has decided that everything that has to do with political determination must be done by the ESCO of the party, of which you are the chairman. But one gray area is the issue of crisis management. That even if you are writing your memoir or biography today, you will be able to say something in that area. If you will pick your pen and write, and you get to that area, what are you going to put down in the area of crisis management, especially with what is going on now? That's one. Number two, today, the state, through the progressives, has 69 council, whether mother council or LCDA or administrative office or area office, all added together. And all of them are your children and your friends, one way or the other. How far have they been performing, especially those of them in the saddle, under the leadership of Honorable Samuel Abiodun?
Well, thank you very much. The administrative structure of the local government, to start on that, is such that we looked at our states, we moved around, we see the heterogeneous nature of our people and the need for development. We believe local government is the closest and development is easily achievable through them. That is the reason for breaking into 69 that you have just said. And it has been beneficial for us. One, it allows for more hands to be put into the system. You have more people coming together to be part of government. And we realize also that we have so many traditional rulers that are gearing for development. So by when you have your LCDA, information dissemination from the grassroots to the state level will be easier by way of these 69 chairmen and LCDA and the area offices. So we have achieved a lot by this. And we know at the tips of our fingers what is next to be done in any village in this state. If you ask me a question about any local government now, what is the problem? What is the problem of that area? I would, at the tip of my fingers, without looking into any document, I will tell you. And that's the essence of governance. Knowing your people, knowing what they want at any particular time. But and again, it's easy for you to sit down at your office as a chairman of a party or as a governor of a state to see how do you link all these LCDAs and LCDAs. For example, in my LCDA now, we decided to look, there are two communities in the Boluwaduro East local government, Iresi, Igbajo. We choose to have the headquarters of that local government in the middle of the two communities at a place that was not accessible before. So we make the road into the place, not really tight, but there's a linkage of the two communities. And basically farmers that we are in that place, people are happy at it. There will be electricity, there will be water somehow, and the life of the people will improve in that place. So it is in everywhere in this state. Look at the urban cities of Osun, like Osogbo. You have Okebale, you have Isale Osun, you have the Osogbo West, in the middle of the town. Access of people to these areas are now much easier. What we need as a governance is information and what people really want. So when you are making your planning, it becomes so easy for us to do. So that is what we have been doing, and it's working well for us. And I believe that given an opportunity of development, given an opportunity of more years in governance, we will turn this state around. APC will turn this state around to, you can't imagine. I looked at the way we are when we came here and what we are now. Thanking God for everything. There is life in this state. People move from one area to the other. And the people believe there's governance. Take for instance, the NSAS problem is nationwide. We were not immune to it. We had our own problems too in the NSAS program. But the day the governor went on here and said, please, those people who looted, bring back your loot. They did. That's an absolute belief in the government. That's about trust in the leadership, trust in the person that is leading you. So, hardly could you see a state achieving that, especially in the Southwest. If I'm not mistaken, we are the only state who tried on that, and we succeeded. People reacted, they brought it back. So, governance the way we think, governance the way our people want, made us to look into LCDA and area offices to make administration and knowledge of our people, knowing our people and what they want, we have a better knowledge of it.
And in the area of crisis management?
The area of crisis management is synonymous with politics. If you can't manage crisis, you can't be a party administrator. Forget it. If you can't manage crisis, forget about you being a party manager at any level, even at the ward level, or even at the unit level. You must be able to manage a crisis. I mean, at times people do define politics as a crisis management. I don't believe in it, but there is a lot of crisis and understanding. First of all, you must make yourself as available to the people. Whether they want to tell you what you want to hear, or they want to abuse you, they want to say this, they want to do that, you must be available. As a party manager, you must be seen all the time. People must not, a party member must not find it difficult to see you within 3 days. If it can't see you for 1 week, they can't see you for 2 weeks, they can't see you for a month, then you are in problem. If you are not ready for it, don't go into it. You must be attentive. You must be able to solve problems. You must have a leg that is able to visit them, even in their homes, when necessary. Forget about it, we are all Yorubas, and we know the way our culture and tradition was reflected in our politics and the way we do our things. So, when you look at the crisis that emanates from politics, they are same. The type of crisis you have in Iwo is the type of crisis you have in Ilesha. They are similar. So you use your the difference is in the people that hold into all these grudges. The way you solve the problem in Iwo, you might need some adaptation in Ilesha to solve the one in Ilesha, based on the culture and tradition of Ilesha people that are different from the way Iwo people will do it. The way you solve a problem between the Christian faith and the Muslim faith is different. You have to learn, especially the way a Muslim community will address themselves. If you are not a Muslim, you must have to learn how to say Assalamu alaikum all the time. When these people come, Assalamu alaikum, you have to say, talk to them in the way they want to understand. You don't arrange meeting to Fridays because you know they want to go to Jumat. You have to observe the Jumat period for them. Leave it for them. Don't arrange a meeting to that period. You arrange your meeting before Jumat and close it shortly before they go to Jumat, or do it after Jumat prayer. Ditto on Sundays, you don't disturb their services on Sundays. I know now, as I'm not a Muslim, but I know if somebody dies as a Muslim, they want to bury the same day. If he dies before 10 o'clock, if he dies very early in the morning, he or she must be buried before 10 o'clock. If he dies after 10 o'clock, you must bury such a person by 4. I don't need to go to Chief Imam to tell me that. I must know that oh, one of our members, an elderly person died. When I did bury him, I know it's 4 o'clock before anybody tells me. So understanding the nature and culture of our people allows you to solve crises easily. And that is what we have been using to manage ourselves up to this level.
Thank you very much. Sorry? As we are rounding off gradually, I want you to, your last questions. For now, we just have a short minute now, at least because of our live transmission. Yes, Prince. Prince? Yeah.
Alága, ìbéèrè yìí tó bá fi máa di oṣù tó ń bọ̀, Gómìnà Adegboyega Oyètọ́lá á pé ọdún mẹ́ta lọ́fíìsì, akọ̀dún kan.
I want to tell the chairman 15 minutes has been added to our time on air.
Ètò ìdìbò gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀ṣun àwáyé lọ́dún tó ń bọ̀. Gẹ́gẹ́ bí alága ẹgbẹ́ àti àwọn nǹkan tí gómìnà ti ṣe sẹ́yìn àti tí wọ́n tó ń ṣe, ǹjọ́ kẹ́gbẹ́ yín balẹ̀ fẹ́tò ìdìbò gómìnà tó ń bọ̀?
Ọkàn mi balẹ̀ o. Ọkàn mi balẹ̀. Àbí ọkàn wọn ò balẹ̀? Ọkàn mi balẹ̀. Iṣẹ́ rí kò sí nǹkan kan tó ń bọ̀ lókè tí ló gbà padà ń ṣe à ń dìbò gómìnà lọ́ṣun mo fẹ́ lè sọ pé kò sí lè tí mi ò ti bá wọn ṣe rí bẹ́ẹ̀ náà dẹ̀ ní ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn èèyàn tó ń jókòó dájọ́ ń ṣẹgbẹ́ a ti ṣe ní gbogbo ìgbà a dẹ̀ tí mo bá ṣe ń ṣe tí ẹ bá ń sọ pé nítorí pé election ti súnmọ́ àwọn kan ń dé ibo náà ti wà láti ọdún mẹ́ta sẹ́yìn tí ẹgbẹ́ tí ò lálága mi ò mọ́nú bí tá ń dọ̀rọ̀ sí báyìí nínú ẹgbẹ́ alátakò wọ́n ti wà nílé ẹjọ́ láti ọdún kẹta sẹ́yìn wọ́n tún ṣe wà mẹ́dì sí lórí kíni lórí ọ̀rọ̀ ẹjọ́ ìṣàlágà náà ni so ẹjọ́ bá dẹ̀ lórí kò lè jágún tẹ́ bá béèrè lọ́wọ́ mi ìfẹ́ ara ẹni ó pọ̀ ju ìfẹ́ ìlú lọ PDP wọ́n wà ní ìjọba fún ọdún 8 lọ́ṣùn bí káwà tó wọlé àbí ọdún 7 àbọ̀ àbí káwà tó wà bí a lè ká nǹkan tá a ṣe a lè ká nǹkan táwọn náà ṣe aráàlú dẹ̀mọ̀ ṣé ìlú tó ti fẹ̀ sí ẹni tí ò ráyè ìtajà ẹ̀ tó ń ta ní ìsinmi ká sọ ni àbí tá a bá ń ṣe ọdún à ń ṣe léyá àti rìn lójú títí ẹni tó bá ń bọ̀ láti lé àti lè dé àti ẹni tó ń délé ẹ̀ láì ìdájí ládẹ̀ tí dóṣogbo kó tó dé Kírun ó di 3 AM nítorí pé kò sọ́nà tó máa gbà gbogbo ẹ̀ ṣó wà bá wọn sìn kò síbi tẹ́ wà lọ́ṣun ní ìsìn ká tó rí wákàtí kan ẹ ti dé Òṣogbo ẹ ti padà sílé gbogbo yẹn wà ń bẹ̀ àlàáfíà dẹ̀ wà láàrin ìlú a lè má ṣaláì rí jàgídíjàgan lẹ́ẹ̀kọ̀ọ̀kan nítorí pé àgbọ̀rọ̀ pọ̀ tó báyìí ká má rí àwọn kọlọ̀rọ̀ sí láàrin wa ṣùgbọ́n agbára ìjọba àtagbára àwọn agbófinró láti tẹ̀ mọ́lẹ̀ òun ni àwọn ń lò a dẹ̀ ń fi àlàáfíà bára wa gbé tó bá ní adìbò lọ́la tá a bá lẹ́rù ń bá wa láti dìbò kí lájọ́ lóṣèlú fún ṣe rí election ó ní oró òṣèlú a gbọ́dọ̀ wà títí láàrin ọdún 4 a gbọ́dọ̀ yẹra wa wò ó di dandan a dẹ̀ ti múra sílẹ̀ wọ́n ń padán lọ́wọ́ ṣùgbọ́n gbẹ̀ngbẹ̀ng ní òkè wà o gbẹ̀ngbẹ̀ng la wà kọ́ máa bọ̀ wọ́n bá wọn bẹ̀ wọ́n ní Yorùbá máa ń kòwé pé ẹkú iwájú la máa ń kí ilẹ̀ so ọ̀nàkọ́nà tó bá gbà iwájú náà máa bá wa.
bóyá kẹ́ ẹ̀ yan iwájú yín yẹn àwọn kan nínú ẹgbẹ́ yín ni ó bá yín wájú ni àbí àwọn ẹgbẹ́ yòókù ni ó bá yín wájú.
gbogbo ẹgbẹ́ ṣe ẹgbẹ́ wa kò sí tó ṣe ẹgbẹ́ wa àkọ́kọ́ àléyìn kankan kúrò nínú ẹgbẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ ẹni tó bá gbé káàdì ẹgbẹ́ wa dání tó mú dání báyìí tó rẹ́gísítà nínú ẹgbẹ́ wa tá a pè tí ò gbọ́ a sì ń wò wọ́n ràn ní nítorí a mọ̀ pé kò yé wọn àdẹ̀mọ̀ kan sì padà bọ̀ ṣùgbọ́n ṣe tẹ̀ ráwọ̀ tó wà ní alátakò yẹn wọ́n tẹ̀ mọ́ tó ń ṣe wọ́n ti ṣé kí n sọ tó ń ṣe wọ́n ti lu dàìkó òṣèlú ṣẹmọ tó ń jẹ́ dàìkó ṣẹmọ tó ń jẹ́ dàìkó téèyàn bá lu dàìkó tó bá wà nílé kò ní mọ̀nà mọ́ a máa rí bó ṣe wọ́n máa yípo lójú kan náà nìyẹn so ẹgbẹ́ alátakò ti lu dàìkó òṣèlú ṣùgbọ́n àwọn tó wà lọ́dọ̀ wa tó ń bínú a máa gbàdúrà pé inú tó ń bí ó ti ń rọ̀ díẹ̀díẹ̀ o èmi ti rí sáìn kó ń rọ̀ díẹ̀díẹ̀ wọ́n á padà wálé àádẹ́jọ́ ṣèkọ́ náà torí pé nǹkan kan tó ṣe pàtàkì pẹ̀lú wọn tèmi fẹ́ mo láìkì ni pé tó máa ń ṣèpàdé wọn APC náà ló ń dárúkọ àbí APC ló ń dárúkọ adẹ̀ ti rẹ́gísítà wọn mú káàdì ẹgbẹ́ dání so adẹ̀ lè rí kéèyàn má bínú èèyàn bíbejì gan tán ń bára wọn jà so ìjọ́kíjọ́ tí kó tó di pa ṣe election ilé á kún padà kọjá ní gbogbo wa.
It is on this election which you mentioned that I really want to really go into. But before I do that, these other people, which you said in Yoruba, do you have any plan for them in case they come back? That's one. Two, October 16, what is going to happen on that day?
We are having a state congress on October 16, like usual. So, Abi? A ti ṣe ti World Congress, a ti ṣe local congress. Kò dẹ̀ sí dààmú lọ́rọ̀ títí. So, eléyìí náà ta fẹ́ ṣe lágbára Ọlọ́run. Afinimọ̀nà lọ́ba aláùsátì àbí bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ́ bó ṣe rí nìyẹn lágbára Ọlọ́run our party will fly high and high.
But the last
okay,
one
my
from
next question, sir, is still around the issues of election. We've looked at the state election, that is Osun state election next year. I'd like to find out, Mr. Chairman, what's happening? Why is your party not conducting local government election? You said your party is not afraid of election. The management of local government election is within your, the state management. Why have you not initiated local government election and test your strength, at this level? Then, sir, I also like you to take it together. The presidential election is coming, and those of us in the south or southwest are looking forward to see, somebody from here becoming president. Is it feasible this time around? What's the fate of the leader of your party, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu? Thank you.
Thank you. I've answered this question several times. In Osun, we moved from the presidential system at the local government level to parliamentary. We practiced parliamentary for 3.5 years. We looked at it, we reassessed ourselves. We did so because we believed that it would be cheaper to run government at the local government level. That's why we migrated from presidential to parliamentary. We want to look back because of the problem associated with parliamentary that it's not possible for us to see before we moved into it. You don't know certain things until you are into it. The crisis emanating at the parliamentary system is even more, it's anti-democracy. We are looking at the financial aspect of it. We did not actually consider the political aspect. But God gave us the opportunity to have a rethink and move back to the presidential system. So moving back to the presidential system, we mean looking at the laws, changing them, and making necessary adjustments. That calls for a little delay in into the conduct of the local government system. But you can still do a local government election before July next year. Nothing stopping us from doing it. We will look at it and appropriately we will do it at the most convenient time. That's on the local government system. On the issue of Asiwaju and the presidential system, what happened at our national convention in December will dictate what we will get. The national convention is a very big convention that will answer a lot of questions. you can see the PDP, they are managing with, should we take our chairman from the north or come to the south? So it's a big issue. But whatever happens and the outcome of our national convention, it shows us where to go vis-a-vis Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu's aspiration to the presidency of this country. But we know that we are properly placed, looking at the politics of the country today, and looking at those people that are actually sincerely aspiring to be president of this country. We know Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is strategically placed to have a shot at the presidency.
Thank you very much. In a very short one from Muji, because of the time.
Alága, kò sí àní-àní pé ètò ààbò lórílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà ó ṣapá kan jọmọ́ bó ti yẹ pé lọ́dọ̀ wa ń bí a sì ń dúpẹ́ lọ́dọ̀ Ọlọ́run. Ètò ìdìbò gómìnà yóò wáyé ní ìpínlẹ̀ Anambra lọ́jọ́ 6 oṣù tó ń bọ̀. Ìjọba àpapọ̀ ń sọ pé pẹ̀lú bí nǹkan ṣe rí ń bẹ̀ ó ṣeé ṣe kó ń kéde ìjọba pàjáwìrì. Alága, ṣé ìyẹn ló lè jẹ́ ọ̀nà àbáyọ fún bí nǹkan ṣe rí nílà oòrùn gúúsù rẹ̀?
Ìjọba àpapọ̀ sọ pé wọ́n ní àwọn lè.
Ó ṣeé ṣe káwọn.
Ó ṣeé ṣe. You see, understand political language as much as possible. Kẹ́ wo èdè tí a bá fi ń sọ̀rọ̀. Tá a bá láwọn èèyàn tí kò gbọ́ kò gbà tá a ti ń gbìyànjú gbogbo ohun tó yẹ kí ìjọ tó ń dìbò ṣe ní Anambra náà ti ṣe, wọ́n dẹ̀ kọ sínú ìwé, wọ́n sọ báwọn ti ṣe tán. Ṣùgbọ́n kò ní gbọ́ kò ní gbà náà ni. Ohun tí ìjọba lè ṣe ni pé okay, ó yẹ ká sọ báyìí bóyá á rọ̀ wọ́n lọ́kàn. Bóyá tá a bá sọ fún wọn pé a máa mú ẹlòmíì wá sí Anambra State tí kìí ṣe ọmọ Anambra láti wá jọba lé wọn lórí, wọ́n lè dákẹ́. This is a show of force, not the use of force. It's an attempt adopted by the federal government to instill some fears into the troublemakers in Anambra State. I don't think the federal government is so serious about imposing emergency rule in Anambra State, and I know they would. Thank you.
Ẹ bá mi fún alága ní àtẹ́wọ́. Yorùbá ní kì í dùn púpọ̀. Ṣókí báyìí náà lọ bí oge.
Ṣé ṣókí náà ni wákàtí ó ti lé nǹkan?
If you allow us, we'll continue and we'll continue and we'll continue. Ó lè tán lẹ́nu ṣùgbọ́n kù kù. And as a result of that, I want to, on behalf of the management of the Osun State Broadcasting Corporation, led by the DG, Alhaji Rashid Folarami, who is unavoidably absent on official duty, and is being represented by the Director of Corporate Affairs, Mr. Olushola Bolaji SBJ, and the entire management team, without missing out anyone. I want to say thank you very much for finding time to come on the program today. Two of my directors came. They had been busy somewhere, and they came in on course of duty. Director Radio News and Current Affairs, Prince Akinola Wolabi is also here. Thank you very much, sir. And also have Director RTS Iwo, Mr. Adeni Wasaiz here. Thank you very much. And the rest of the directors are also here. If I didn't mention your name, it's not out of omission, but you're recognized. As a result of that, I want to also thank these people. They are members of the state ESCO of the party. Honorable Adesoji Abubakar is here. Iroko is here. And we have Wale Admola, is the publicity secretary. Mrs. Fumilayo Adegboyega is the senatorial women leader. And we have Majid Imran, who is the senatorial also leader here. I won't forget Mama Fakokunde. Mama is here. That's the women leader for the state. And that's Alaja Kudrat Fakokunde. It's a pleasure having you. We have other leaders here. Argon Chairman, Honorable Idowu Abiodun. We have Honorable Kunle Kade, whatever, along that local government. That's my brother. Kuda Isi, yes. And we have Honorable Fatou Kirafiu Olaide at the East local government. Honorable Adeyemi Eliot, that's at the North. Honorable Hazan Kamaru, fellow local government. Apostle Samson Oyebode from Boripe. Ayodele Adegboyega Odoti. Princess Jiman Fausa at Famodun Area Council. Prince Olaniya Abdurrauf Adeniyi, Famodun North LCDA. Adegboyega Johnson Oladele Odoti, local government. And Onebo Kuta Said, that's my own local government, Osogbo LG. And also, we have this forum. They are here, Mr. Chairman. We have the forum of local government vice chairmen. They are here. We have the forum of local government secretaries. They are also here. We have also the forum of local government councillors. They are also present here. And also we have political faithfuls here. All of them are present here. And I will not forget, I've mentioned Mama, Mrs. Fakokunde. That's the man taking care of the women wing. Yes, Yegbe, that's the state women leader. We also have Honorable Isaac Oyadoshu here, who is from Ife North Area Council, chairman. We have also Honorable Adekunle Oloyede, the Repodon LCDA chairman. We have Honorable Akim Tukede, Boluwadro LG. We have Honorable Yunusa Debisi, that's a friend, Ife South LGA. And then we have Honorable Iola Adeleke, if I'm right, that's Odote North chairman. All these people are here just to cheer you up on a program like this. And of course, you are starting this maiden edition of this program, Feedback, on our channels. And thank you very much for deeming it fit to be on the program. I want to thank my colleagues too. I want to thank Prince Tanet Oyegbade. I want to thank Mujibola Kayodioke, our colleagues here. And the producer of the program, it's a committee headed by Mr. Tunde Ogutomi.
That's my brother, thank you.
And also the director, admin and supply, is also the think tank of this program. That's Mr. Wale Alao. And my humble self, Tunde Adeyemu. Until next time when we'll have the opportunity of having a program like this, Mr. Chairman, we say thank you very much for being part of the program.
I want to say a big thank you to you all too. Let me also thank all my entourage, chairman of council, councillors, secretaries, and all party faithfuls that made this maiden edition of the feedback program a success. And I believe you will record additional success on this program in the future. Management of OSBC, especially my brother Ogutomi, I want to thank you very much for putting this together for your brother and for making sure that you gave us an elaborate welcome at this program. I'm highly impressed, like I said earlier, and I believe this radio television station will continue to grow. I'm much impressed, and by the grace of God, God will give us the opportunity of living together in harmony for a long time to come. On behalf of me, my party members, the governor of the state, I want to thank you very much for having us today. Thank you. God bless all.